Welcome back. Today we're talking about restorative yoga. Restorative yoga is a way of doing yoga where instead of actively putting ourselves into the containers of the yoga postures, we passively put ourselves into the containers and allow the prana to circulate through us. And this becomes a very soothing, relaxing way to calm the nervous system or to re-energize if you've had a really long, exhausting day. So it's possible to use almost any yoga posture as a restorative pose. But I'm going to show you today the one that I think is going to be the one that you will always go to. It's your go-to restorative pose because whenever you are in a place that you want to either calm down or if you want to bring some energy back, this pose will instantaneously get you there. So what you'll need is, you'll see here I have a bolster, but you can also use a bed pillow. Those work just as well. I have a blanket here for my head, but whatever you can use, a towel would work if you have that, just something to, gently rest your head on. And then you need some kind of a belt. So I have a yoga belt here, but you can also use a tie. You can use some scars strung together. Basically, it needs to be long enough to go around your hips. So the way to get into this posture is, the other thing that you will need is a couple of more, either bed pillows or blankets, something that you can, you're going to be resting your legs on. So to get into this, what you'll do is take your belt and whatever you're using, sit in front of your bolster, like so. So I'm going to position myself so that the sacrum or the low waist is right in front of this pillow. And then before I get into it, I'll bring my feet together and legs out to the side in the position Baddha Konasana, which you may have done before, but if not, just bring your feet together. Then you take your belt and you place it behind your hips, right at the tip of the sacrum, which is that triangle bone at the bottom of your spine. And then you take your belt and loop it in whatever way that you can. The reason that yoga belts are so good is because you can tighten them. So I'm going to hook these around the top of my feet, the ankles, and then I'm going to pull it tight so that my knees come in. And you can see my knees go down pretty far, but that's not always been the case. So I'm going to take another blanket and put it up here. If your knees are coming up like this, then you want to prop the sides of your legs up. And the best way to do this is find the place that your legs naturally come onto and then slightly prop them up. So now I'm going to kind of roll it up and put it under my thigh. Roll it up again and put that under my other thigh. So now my legs are supported, because when you come down, you want your legs to relax. And if they're popping up to the sky, you'll be struggling the whole time. And this should be a very relaxing and really engaged pose. The belt is giving you the security of your your heels in towards your perineum. But if that's too tight, you can loosen it and bring it out a little bit. But the closer you get it in, the more relaxing it is. I'm going to even tighten mine up even more. Okay, now I take my uh, hands to the back of the bolster, and I'm going to tuck my tailbone under a little bit so I have a long spine. And then I'm just going to lie back onto the bolster, you'll see. And then I take this pillow, this blanket that was at the back of my head, and I just gently put it in the curve of the spine. We don't want the head too far forward and the chin coming down. The chin should be pointing, straight out. But you can take your hands behind your neck and elongate the back of your neck so that the muscles on the back of your neck are long and relaxed. Then you're just going to bring your hands down to your side. And then you see, oh, it's an amazingly relaxing position. I'm going to take a few breaths, and then we're just going to lie here for a minute or so in total quiet. And you may just be getting into it now. I know I am. But for the purposes of this video, I want to show you how to get out of it. So the first thing I'm going to do is release the belt. So kind of scoot your feet forward, release the belt. And if you have a belt loop, you can loosen that and then scoot that down under your legs so that your legs are free. And then slowly roll to your right side and pause there for a second, just rest. And then to come up, keeping your head down, let your body come up first and then come back to a seated position. You could then move into some other restorative poses, or you could just get up and go out through your day completely refreshed. It's like you just had a wonderful swim or something really that restores to you, and that's why it's called restorative yoga, your energy. So I would recommend doing that pose for 10 minutes or more. The longer you stay there, the deeper you go, the more relaxing it is. And also, if it was too tricky to figure out what I was doing with the belt and all of that, then go back, pause the video, mess around with getting set up, and then go back to just lying there and really reaping the benefits.